Hey, what's up? It's me, Justin, and don't know how you can see this right now, but it don't matter. Just listen to it. That's just a warm up. Now for the real shit. I don't mind where you come from, as long as you come to me. And I don't like illusions, I can't see them clearly. Well, I don't care, no, I wouldn't dare to fix a twist in you. You'll show me eventually what you'll do. I don't mind, I don't care, as long as you're here. Go ahead and tell me you'll leave again. You'll just come back running, holding your scarred heart in hand. It's all the same. Hours slide and days go by till you decide to come. And in between it always seems too long and sudden. But I have this skill, yeah, I have the will to breathe you in while I can. However long you stay is all